The heat between Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson has officially reignited. And this time, it's not just about pride or legacy. It's about something bigger. Something that could shake the sport of boxing to its core. In a surprising twist, Tyson revealed during an interview with Hard Rock Bet.
I think I would really kick Floyd in the street fight. Wouldn't even be no match.
Any weight, any era, who would you have picked that you would have liked to fight the most?
Floyd Mayweather.
I love it.
Mike Tyson can't stand Floyd Mayweather. He hates that.
That Floyd wanted to fight me. That single sentence set the internet on fire. Fans immediately began to imagine what would happen if two of boxing's biggest personalities and polar opposite fighters actually shared the same ring. Tyson didn't come across as angry or bitter. In fact, his tone was surprisingly calm, almost respectful. He said, "I think I've got a decent relationship with him. I don't hate him. No harsh feelings." But then, with that signature Tyson confidence that made entire generations tremble, he added the line that no one could ignore. "It looks like he's going to get knocked out." That's when the story flipped from rumor to full-blown obsession. What began as friendly chatter between two icons has now turned into a potential mega fight.
Ali, the same fighter that got beat by a fighter with 7 fights. Every time boxing come on, you don't bring up Muhammad Ali name. You don't bring up Mike Tyson name. You always bring up Floyd Mayweather name.
What do you think about Floyd talking about greater than Ali?
He's very delusional. If he was anywhere near that realm of great Ali, he'd be able to take his kids to school by himself.
There we go.
Okay, he can't take his kid to school by himself. And he talking about he's great. Greatness is not guarding yourself from the people. Greatness is being accepted by the people. He can't take his kids alone to school by himself. He's a little scared man. He's a very small, scared man.
One that could make sports history. Tyson believes this would be the biggest event of his career, even more monumental than his legendary battles with Holyfield, Lewis, or Spinks. "It's capable of superseding all my fights," he declared. "This is taking boxing to a new level." And here's the kicker. It's not just talk. Negotiations are reportedly underway. Tyson even teased a timeline, maybe in March or April. Meanwhile, Floyd Mayweather responded in typical money fashion. Cool, calculated, and confident. When asked about Tyson's comments, he told Fight Hype, "We getting ready." Now, both camps are circling. Both legends are teasing, and the world is holding its breath. Because if this really happens, it won't just be a fight. It'll be a collision between two eras, two mentalities, and two living symbols of greatness.
Oh my God!
I got a question for you. One question. Iron Mike Tyson in his prime versus Money Floyd Mayweather in his prime. Who would win?
Ooh, that's a great question.
I'm probably 50 pounds heavier than Floyd, so I don't think we ever fight. No, we can never fight. We're two.
Because we can only see that in a video game. So I wanted, I wanted to know, what's your thoughts? And also, when you see Floyd now, do he remind you of him? Do he remind you of yourself when you was rocking?
Yeah, to a certain degree, not totally, because he's not menacing. He's not a threat to the fact that he can hurt somebody.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's not that guy. You know what I mean? He's not going to hurt somebody. He's not going to go into a store and drag somebody out the store or do something ridiculous.
That you might have done.
Before we dive into what's next, let's rewind. To understand this rivalry, you need to know who these men truly are, not just as boxers, but as forces of nature. Floyd Money Mayweather, 50 wins, 0 losses. A man who turned boxing into an art form, the master of defense. The strategist who could outthink, outmove, and outlast anyone who stepped in front of him. Love him or hate him, Mayweather built an empire not just from his fists, but from his mind. Every fight, every statement, every appearance, calculated to perfection. Then on the other side, you have Mike "Iron" Tyson, the youngest heavyweight champion in history. A fighter who didn't just win bouts, he terrorized them. In his prime, Tyson was pure aggression, a human storm of speed, power, and intimidation. His knockouts weren't just victories, they were statements. When Tyson entered the ring, people didn't just expect a fight. They expected destruction. Two men from two completely different universes. Mayweather, the untouchable tactician.
Look at Pretty Boy Floyd compared to Money Mayweather, two different fighters. Because when I need to hear this. Pretty Boy Floyd, I was active, fighting all the time, every couple months. So I stay in the gym, I stay fighting, I'm in the flow. So I could throw punches, tear a motherfucker ass up. Then when I got older, I'm still wise. I still can tear your ass up, but in a different way.
Right.
So
still winning the fight,
but
too.
you got to stay in the
strategy.
flow.
Right.
You have to stay in the flow.
Tyson, the unstoppable force. One fights with calculation, the other with chaos. One is undefeated, the other is unforgettable. And now, for the first time, their paths are set to cross. Not as teacher and student, not as fans of each other's legacies, but as opponents. Because beneath the surface of mutual respect lies something that drives both of them. The desire to be remembered as the greatest of all time. But as Tyson himself said, this isn't about hate. It's about greatness. It all started with a single revelation. In his interview,
Floyd Mayweather.
I love it. Why?
Huh?
You want to knock him out?
Well, I would love to before him. I wish he was my weight.
All right.
Tyson leaned back, half smiling, and dropped the bombshell. Floyd wanted to fight me. At first, people thought he was joking. But then came the details, the timeline, the tone, and the confidence behind his words. Tyson explained that there's no animosity, but the challenge is real. He made it clear that if the fight happens, he's not stepping in to survive. He's stepping in to win. And he's already visualizing the outcome. It looks like he's gonna get knocked out. You could almost hear the collective gasp from fight fans around the world.
Yeah, he's not gonna do anything ridiculous like that. He's gonna have somebody probably, but only because in a situation like that, when everybody loves you, you appear that everybody loves you, you don't know who really doesn't love you. You're never gonna have a chance to be at peace with yourself and to know who you really are, because there's too many people talking to you. Yes, from the outside to everybody, yes, doesn't look good. Yes, doesn't look good what's going on with him right now. We could all be wrong, but from what we're seeing from the outside, things don't look.
The very idea of a Tyson versus Mayweather matchup is absurd and fascinating at the same time. A heavyweight tank against a lightweight ghost. But Tyson isn't treating it like fantasy. He's talking about it like a man who's ready to make history one more time. He told Hard Rock Bet, "It's capable of superseding all my fights ever." Think about that. A statement from a man who fought in some of the biggest, bloodiest, and most iconic moments in sports.
Everyone is always trying to judge Mike Tyson. He lived his life the way he wanted to live his life. No one can say what they would have done if they were in his shoes. Boxing will live on. It's the Mayweather era. Not just myself, but the Mayweather brand. I have my own style, and what I made cool about boxing is not taking punishment.
For Tyson to say this could surpass them all means something huge is brewing behind the scenes. And the best part, he's not shouting or taunting. He's calm, measured, almost like a predator who knows his prey will eventually walk into the trap. And when Tyson says something like that, as one boxing insider put it, you know it's not just talk. Tyson's latest interviews have revealed a version of him that fans haven't seen in years. Not the raging, unpredictable fighter from the 90s, but a disciplined, reflective, yet fiercely confident warrior who knows exactly what's at stake. He's not doing this for money. He's doing it for legacy. This fight, Tyson said, is going to take boxing to a new level, almost God status. It's a statement only Tyson could make. Bold, unapologetic, and drenched in conviction. He believes this matchup would not only eclipse everything in his past.
You don't think there's an opportunity to land a big punch on Floyd?
Let me tell you something about Floyd. This is what I don't like about him either. No matter whatever we say about him, and it could be true, but he's in that gym. He's a rat. He retired, but he stays in the gym. He can't help it. He don't do drugs. That's his heroin, the gym.
But also overshadow Mayweather's entire career. It's gonna supersede all the fights and all the glory he had before this. Tyson said, This is really serious. That kind of confidence doesn't come from ego. It comes from certainty. Tyson genuinely believes he can overpower the defensive genius of Mayweather. He's convinced the world hasn't seen the full extent of what he can still do in the ring. Meanwhile, fans are torn. Some say Tyson's age makes it impossible. Others believe that one clean punch from Iron Mike could end Mayweather's perfect record in an instant. Online forums are flooded with predictions. Sports talk shows are dissecting every quote, and deep down, even the skeptics can't help but wonder, what if? Because if Tyson's right, if this fight really happens and he really knocks out Floyd Mayweather, it won't just be another boxing match. It'll be an event that rewrites the history of the sport. And that's exactly what Tyson wants. Not revenge, not money, but immortality. When the news broke that Tyson might actually be preparing for a fight with him, Floyd Mayweather did what he always does best. He stayed cool, calm, and mysterious. In September, during an interview with Fight Hype, Mayweather finally broke his silence. With that trademark smirk and tone of absolute composure, he simply said, "We getting ready." No shouting, no drama. Just 5 words that sent the internet into a frenzy. Because if you know Mayweather,
on the show just last week, and at the moment he's currently being profiled, as you'll know, on the channel Being Mike Tyson. That airs tonight as well. But on the show last week, he was talking about the fact that you're probably the last of these box office stars. You know, young guys are looking to the UFC fighters as opposed to traditional boxers, but you're probably the last of those box office stars. What do you say to that?
Well, I commend Tyson because he's one of the guys that paved the way for me to be where I'm at. You know, he's a legendary champion. And the only thing I have to say about Mike Tyson is,
you know that's how he plays his game. While Tyson fires up the world with thunderous declarations, Floyd uses silence as his weapon. His confidence doesn't need volume, it needs timing. This is the same man who mastered the art of psychological warfare. Before every fight, before every payday, Mayweather lets his opponents and the media build the hype for him. And then, when the moment's right, he strikes. Not with words, but with control. But make no mistake, behind that poker face, things were already moving. Private training sessions, early negotiations, marketing whispers. It wasn't just an offhand comment. Floyd knew exactly what he was doing. We getting ready. That wasn't a teaser, it was a statement of intent. And for fans around the world, it marked the point where fantasy started to feel like destiny. For Tyson, though, this comeback isn't about ego. It's about redemption. After his last fight, a shocking loss to Jake Paul, the boxing legend went quiet for a while. Many
commend Tyson because he's one of the guys that paved the way for me to be where I'm at. You know, he's a legendary champion. And the only thing I have to say about Mike Tyson is, everyone is always trying to judge Mike Tyson. He lived his life the way he wanted to live his life. No one can say what they would have done if they were in his shoes. Boxing will live on. You know, it's the Mayweather era. Not just myself, but the Mayweather brand. You know, I have my own style, and what I made cool about boxing is
thought he'd hang up the gloves for good, but instead, Tyson did something no one expected. He reflected. In a moment of honesty, Tyson told Hard Rock Bet, "I learned a lot from my last fight. I left a lot of my fight in the gym. I worked too hard. I was too intense. I was too extreme. I need to relax more." It was a rare glimpse of humility from one of the most intimidating men to ever step into a ring. That comment revealed something deeper, that Tyson isn't trying to relive the past. He's trying to evolve from it. Dawn is the reckless young fighter who would burn himself out before the bell even rang. What we're seeing now is a new Tyson, smarter, more strategic, more patient. He's not just training his body this time, he's training his mind. And that's the version of Tyson that should make Mayweather nervous. Because if Iron Mike can combine his legendary power with discipline and calm, the sport might not be ready for what comes next. And that's exactly the version of Tyson.
You know, one of the things that people forget is that Floyd went through a big transition of his own. If you go back to the early parts of his career and you watch when he was Pretty Boy Floyd, he was a much more aggressive fighter, and he would put himself in danger much more. And then when he became Money Mayweather, like as it got later and later in his life, he just got so much more brilliant defensively. And then he became the guy that you see shutting out Canelo Alvarez, stopping all these guys, just shutting everything down. He just became this defensive wizard to the point where you'd see world-class fighters like Sugar Shane Mosley, who did tag him, but other than that, didn't really. Once he recovered, he didn't really know what to do with Floyd. Floyd just had the answers to his style. He had figured him out.
Yeah, and I even
Mayweather should be worried about. As the rumors gained traction, the entire boxing community erupted with disbelief, excitement, and endless speculation. Shannon Briggs, former heavyweight champ and longtime friend of Tyson, laughed when he was asked about it, but then gave a line that summed up what most fighters feel. Never bet against Mike. Teofimo Lopez, the young, fiery lightweight champion, echoed the same sentiment, but with a warning: Tyson, don't hurt champ too much. And even Keith Thurman, one of the sport's most respected analysts, admitted he was intrigued. People just want to see Floyd block a Tyson punch. Forget getting hit clean, just block it. Everyone wants to see what that looks like. The reactions were a mix of disbelief and fascination. It's the kind of matchup that sounds impossible, yet irresistible. Because beyond all the talk, everyone knows this: Mayweather has never faced anyone remotely like Tyson. And the curiosity alone, seeing speed and precision collide with raw, unfiltered power, is enough to make even casual fans tune in. Everyone's talking, but the question is, will they actually step in the ring? If this fight happens, the biggest question won't be who's faster. It'll be who survives. The size difference between Tyson and Mayweather is enormous. Tyson's a natural heavyweight, short, compact, and built like a coiled spring of dynamite. Mayweather, by contrast, is a lifelong welterweight, smaller, faster, and defensive to the core. On paper, it's a mismatch. But boxing isn't just about weight, it's about style. Tyson fights to destroy. He closes the distance, cuts off angles, and turns every mistake into punishment. He's chaos in motion. Mayweather fights to dissect. He studies movement like an engineer, using timing and precision to make his opponent's power irrelevant. He's ice to Tyson's fire. One expert broke it down perfectly. Floyd's defense is elite, but he's never faced power like Tyson's. Because all it takes is one clean connection. Just one moment where Tyson lands flush, and that could be the end of Mayweather's perfect 50-0 record. The tension lies in that question. Can Mayweather's legendary defense outlast Tyson's aggression? Or will one thunderous punch rewrite boxing history forever? The world is already imagining the slow-motion replay. Floyd leaning back, Tyson lunging forward, and the moment where perfection meets destruction. Despite the hype, Tyson insists this isn't about anger or revenge. It's about legacy. In his own words, "I don't hate him. No harsh feelings." It's a statement you don't expect from a man known for ferocity. But it reveals how much Tyson has changed. He's not chasing Mayweather out of resentment. He's chasing the moment. The chance to prove that greatness doesn't fade. That even after decades, the fire still burns. And for Mayweather, it's no different. A fight with Tyson wouldn't just be another exhibition. It would be a test of his brand, his myth, his immortality. Both men have already conquered everything inside their respective divisions. They've broken records, made millions, and built legacies that most athletes could only dream of. But this is different. This is about who defines the era of legends. It's about two men at the top of their worlds, refusing to let time, doubt, or critics decide when the story ends. After everything they've both achieved, this might not just be another headline. It might be their final defining act. And it's shaping up to be historic. So here we are, standing on the edge of one of the most unexpected, explosive matchups in boxing history. Two men, two eras, one colossal what if. Mike Tyson says, "It's going to supersede all my fights." And if that's even halfway true, the sport will never be the same again. A March or April showdown looms, with negotiations already in motion and fans counting the days. Because if this fight actually happens, If Iron Mike truly steps into the ring with Money Mayweather, we could witness something beyond the sport itself. Tyson's fury versus Mayweather's perfection. Power versus precision. Legacy versus immortality. One man fighting to prove he still reigns supreme. The other to defend the myth he built over decades. And when those two legacies collide under the lights, someone's story ends. Who do you think wins? The power or the precision? Let us know below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like this video to support the channel. Subscribe to Boxing is Here for the latest updates, fight breakdowns, and expert analysis. And turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Until next time, peace out.